ॐ श्रीगुरोः पदद्वन्द्वम् अवाङ्मानसगोचरं रक्तशुक्लप्रभामिश्रम् अतर्क्यं त्रयीपुरं महः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। श्रीमात्रे नमः। Hello everyone, I'm B. Krishna from Sri Rajarajeshwari Peetham, Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh, and this tutorial video is on Sri Mahaganapati Panchopachara Puja. Basically, we will learn what is Panchopachara Puja, and as I got to know from many people, they want to learn the small puja which they can do every day within 20 minutes. Okay, to Mahaganapati or Ganapati. Okay, so as we are going on in the series of learning the puja paddhati of Panchadevatas or Panchayatana Puja, many of us know in last video we had discussed about the Dhyana Shlokam of Panchadevatas. Along with that, coming to this part, many of us have Ganapati Panchayatana also in our home, and we can't perform a very elaborative puja every day, as in this Kali Yuga, the time concern is the most important thing. We don't have time only, we have everything, but we don't have time to sit and do Namasparana of Bhagavan. So, coming with the point that at least every day as a sadhana, without getting delayed with any kind of work, we can do this puja within 20 minutes. So, let us go into that and understand what is Panchopachara Puja. The Pancha Upachara Puja has been comprised of two words, Pancha and Upachara. Pancha means 5 and Upachara means the offerings. What are the 5 offerings we are gonna to give or offer to Sri Ganapati? Okay, so this is a very basic puja which has to be done every day, whether he's a Shaiva, Vaishnava, Shakta, Saurya, Kaumarya, Ganapati, anyone. Okay, in every household who calls themselves as Sanatana Dharmi, they should do this Pancha Upachara Puja. The minimum they can do every day is this Pancha Upachara Puja. The first and foremost, we will understand that what is the significance of this Pancha Upachara Puja. When we go in little bit detail of this puja, we understand that as we are comprised of 5 elements, okay, as this universe has been made of 5 elements, the same elements has been expressed here as Pancha Upachara. Okay, let us understand it in a more detailed way. We say the Pancha Upacharas are Gandha, Pushpa, Dhupa, Deepa, Naivedya. Again I am repeating Gandha, Pushpa, Dhupa, Deepa and Naivedya. What is Gandha? Sandalwood paste. Pushpa, flower. Dhupa, fragrant incense. Okay. Deepa, the light. Naivedya, food offering. And what are the Panchatattvas? Prithvi, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala. Okay. Again I am repeating Prithvi, Akasha, Vayu, Agni and Jala. What is Prithvi? Earth. Akasha, sky. Vayu, air. Agni or fire. Jala has been considered as Amruta also, Apaha also, and we call it Jal. Okay. So now let us go in more detail how each tattva is associated with one upachara. This is the significance of Pancha Upachara Puja. As discussed earlier, each offering has been signified by one tattva, okay, or it is backed by one tattva. So as we say Gandham or sandalwood paste is signified, okay, is the signification of the earth element. Okay, Gandham or sandalwood paste is a signification of earth element or Prithvi Tattva. Pushpam or flower, offering flower, is the signification of Akasha Tattva. Okay, it is a sky element. Okay, Dhupam, the fragrance incense, offering fragrance incense, is backed by Vayu Tattva, the air element. And the Deepam, when we show Deepam, it is the signification of Agni or Tejas. We also say Tejas, okay, the fire element. At the last, we say Naivedya, food offering. It is the signification of Amrita Tattva or Apaha or water element. Okay, so this is in this chart you can see at one side we had shown the offerings, upachara, and the element on the other side we had shown, and we are seeing that each element is backed by one upachara or offering. Coming to the next slide, let us understand how to perform this Pancha Upachara Puja. It is very easy. Any layman who will see this video can literally understand and relate to it and can do the Upachara Puja. How? Every puja comprises of three parts. Okay. First part, it is known as Purvangam. What it is known as? Purvangam. First part is known as Purvangam, which means the preliminary things which you are supposed to do before you invoke the deity or devata into the vigraham. Okay. And you do upachara puja to him. Okay. Or you do offerings to him. So, second is Pradhana Puja, the main offering puja. The as we are doing now, the Pancha Upachara Puja is the Pradhana Puja, the main offering. After that comes the Uttarangam, the things to be done after puja. After you complete the Pradhana Puja, then after that you are supposed to do a few steps. That is known as Uttarangam. So as we discussed now, there are three parts: Purvangam, Pradhana Puja and Uttarangam. In Purvangam, we do the preliminary things which are supposed to be done before we invoke the deity, okay, in the Vigraham, okay, and then we do the Pradhana Puja, and after doing the Pradhana Puja, we do the Uttarangam. In this case, the Pradhana Puja is Pancha Upachara Puja. There are different types of archanas known as Panchopachara Puja. There is another thing known as Shodasha Upachara Puja. And then there is another thing known as Chatushashti Upachara Puja. What is Panchopachara Puja? It is 5 offerings. Shodasha Upachara Puja is 16 offerings. And Chatushashti Upachara Puja is 64 offerings. Okay. So now let us understand what is Purvangam. So I want to make a note for each and everyone who is seeing this video, as it is a very basic puja. We had not given many things in Purvangam. We had given very few very important things which has to be done in Purvangam. When we do Shodashopachara puja, little bit 2-3 steps will get added in this Purvangam itself. So it is a very simple thing what we had given here so that you can understand it and do it. Okay. So first one comes the Achamanyam. Okay, what is Achamanam? Achamanam is basically you're sipping the water 3 times. Why you're sipping the water? You're getting purified by that mantra in your inner cosmic body itself. Your inner cosmic body get purified with the help of the mantras what you will chant while taking the water, as water is that element which can be magnetized by chanting of mantras. So while you chant this mantra, this will help in purification of your inner self. So that is Achmanyam. Second is Pranayama. What is Pranayamam basically? Prana Ayamam. Okay. You're giving relaxation to your prana. Okay. And prana is backed by the Uchvasa Nichvasa of the Vayu, the inhalation and exhalation of the Vayu, the air. in your body. So what happens when you do pranayama, the different thoughts which you are getting in your mind while doing the puja, at the time of puja when you sit, you have, oh, I need to go to college. No, I need to complete this assignment. No, I'm supposed to go to office. Ayyo, I kept milk on stove. What will happen? So all these thoughts are coming again and again and again and again. So to stop all those thoughts and calm down your mind and bring it to that level that you can completely focus on the upasana which you are doing for that span of 20 minutes, max 20 minutes. Okay, so now while doing pranayama, you get relaxed, your prana get relaxed, and your breath comes to a control. On other time, you can see while you are doing some work, your breath is not in control. Either you are taking from Ida or either you are taking from Pingala. But when you do the pranayama, you are able to understand how to control your breath, and it will help in the stabilization of breath. When the breath gets stabilized, the energy starts flowing in the Sushumna Nadi, which is more important in sadhana. Third comes Sankalpam. You can always think that why these people take Sankalpam and why you're supposed to take Sankalpam. Sankalpam will make your willpower more stronger towards doing that work. Okay, in general explanation, Sankalpam will make your willpower more stronger. That yes, for 20 minutes I am supposed to sit means I am supposed to sit. And when you do this thing in practice, you'll complete it in within 10 to 11 minutes, not more than that. Okay. So, Sankal, yes, I'll sit strongly for 20 minutes. I'll sit strongly for 15 minutes. And I'll do this task every day for my own upliftment. As I am a Sanatana Dharmi, I should know how to uplift myself also, how to uplift others also with me too. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. It is our main aim. Everyone should be happy. Everyone should know this thing. Second comes the Ghantanad. Basically, why we do Ghantanadam, there are two things which has to be understood. First one is there are many negative celestial bodies around us. Okay, negative such as Rakshasas, Bhutas, Pretas, Pishachas, etc., 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 who can cause Badha or hurdle or Vigna in our puja. Okay, so when we ring this bell, we chant Agamartham tu Devanam, Gamanartham tu Rakshasam, Kurugantaravam Tatra Devatahvanalanchanam. So what we are saying that for inviting devatas, okay, and for removal of all these negative asuras, we are doing this Ghantanadam. So whenever you do Ghantanadam, the devatas will come there and sit. That is Ghantanadam has to be done for that. The second thing why we are supposed to do Ghantanadam is that the cosmic energy which we hold in our inside, we can't say that it is always positive. We go through different tasks in the whole day. Sometimes we get very happy with our performance, but sometimes we get very nervous with our performance. Sometimes others, the external factors also matters. Sometimes we think very bad for others too. That also create negativity. So for removal of negativity from your inner self also, we do Ghantanadam. Next comes Ganapati Dhyanam. Before you commence any puja, you're supposed to do Dhyanam of Ganapati. Prathama Pujyo Vidayakaha. So while worshipping Ganapati also, you're supposed to do Ganapati's Dhyanam only. So we all chant Shuklam Baradaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturabhujam Prasannavaradam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantayet. Okay, we do that Dhyanam. After that, Deeparadhana. What you are supposed to do? You are supposed to take one lamp or two lamp, what is according to your convenience. Okay, Take 2 lamps if possible. You don't have 2 lamps, light 1 lamp with the oil and offer few akshatas to it and say the mantra. Don't worry, we will give you one PDF in the link so that you can download that PDF. And if not, you can go to our page named as Sri Rajarajeshwari Peetham in FB, and you can download the PDF of the Panchopachara Puja from that link. Again, I'll say it is Sri Rajarajeshwari Peetham. It is in Facebook. You can go and find out us. You can like, share our things, and you can download the PDF from that place. After that, Deeparadhana, okay, the Purvangam gets completed. Next comes the Pradhana Puja. Okay, what is Pradhana Puja? The main puja. Here you are supposed to do the Pancha Upachara Puja to Shri Ganapati. How you will do Pancha Upachara Puja? You should have 5 things with you, na? So what you should have? You should have Gandham, the sandalwood paste. You should mix it with water so that it should be in that consistency that you can apply to the feet of Ganapati. Second is Pushpam, the flower. You should take 1-2 flowers with you, okay, and you should keep it. Third is Dhupam, the incense stick. Fourth is Deepam, the what the Deepam you had lighted that, or if you have the capacity of having 2-3 Deepams, you can you can light 2 Deepams, and again when you show the Deepam to the Ganapati while doing Panchopachara Puja at the 4th level, you can show the Deepam, the another Deepam, the third one which you had lighted. If you have, if you don't have, you can show that Deepam only which you had lighted before in the starting in Purvangam. Okay. Fourth comes Naivedyam. The last one, fifth one is Naivedyam. What is Naivedyam? Food offering. Now, this is the most, ununderstandable task by people. Many of us have this doubt. What should be offered and what not should be offered. So many of my students, they keep on asking, sir, what we can offer. I want to clearly state this thing today. Shastra says that any sattvic food you can offer. As if you can offer jaggery, you can offer the sugar candy. We call mishri in Hindi and sugar candy in English. I don't know what it is called in other language. Mm, in Telugu, it is called as patika pandara. Or patika bellam also we call it. In Telugu, it is known as patika pandara or patika bellam. Okay. And in Bengali also it is known as mishri only. In Hindi also we call it mishri, and in English we call it sugar candy. So you can offer either jaggery, good, bellam we call in Telugu, and in Kannada it is known as bella. Okay. In and you can offer this sugar candy, mishri. Either you can offer any of the fruits, ritu phalam, seasonal fruits, any seasonal fruit you can offer. Okay, any seasonal fruit you can offer. There is no risk and there is no point of question in that. Okay, you can offer any cooked food. If you had cooked some this tamarind rice or anything, any cooked food, if you have, you can offer. Coconuts can be offered. Okay, any kind of sweet can be offered. Okay, so be aware that it should be sattvic. You can offer sattvic foods, anything. Next comes, this is Naivedyam. You should offer Tambulam also with Naivedyam. And now the most important question we ask, that what is Tambulam? So this Tambulam is basically the betel leaves and the betel nut that you get in market. The betel leaf and betel nut. If you did not get anything, neither betel leaf, neither betel nut, you can offer akshatas on the place of Tambulam. Okay. So we'll come to this point. Last one is Sam Sarvatattvatmakayai Tambuladi Sarvopacharan Sahita Ananda Nirajanam Darshayami. What is this? We said only 5 upacharas. The sixth one, why it came? It is a very big question for many people. I'll give you answer. Until then, you think and comment in the comment section that what is the answer for this. Don't worry, at the last of the video, I'll give you answer. But you're supposed to comment first. Okay. Stop here and think why this sixth upachara, the Sam Sarvatattvatmakayi, why this came. Okay. So this is Panchopachara. At last, now we will go to the Uttarangam. What is Uttarangam basically? We did all puja and everything. Okay. At last, might be you might don't have any uh, offering with you. Suppose in the place where you live, in the winter season you don't get a single flower. For many people who live in America and uh, Britain and in these western countries and all, they don't get many a time flowers. Suppose you don't had an idea that you're supposed to worship today, and suddenly your incense sticks are over. You your food offering, you have very little sum of food offering which you are not willing to put, but you're supposed to put it at last. Okay, you don't have time to do. Your mind is somewhere and your physical body is somewhere. Okay, so at that sort of time, you have a dosha, as you're not willing to do, but you're supposed to do. That is the both the things are there. Okay, so as we are only human beings and we can't control our mind very easily. It takes hours and hours of practice. It takes years and years of tapas to control your mind. So, for all these things, what we do in between, we say Kshama Prarthana. We called him. We called Ganapati in front of us. Oh, yeah, please come, sit. I'll do some puja to you. At least for my upliftment. I'll do some puja to you. He came. On your call, he came. And now it is your responsibility to take care of him. And if something happens, 1920, you should say, you should be very humble and apologize for the thing what was not in your hand. Okay? Until unless it is in your hand, you should do. And which is not in your hand, you should you can become a very humble and you can apologize for that thing. So that is known as Kshama Prarthana. Last one is Puja Samarpan. Whatever you had done, every single thing till Uttarangam, Pradhana Puja, and this. At last, what you are supposed to do? What all you had done that gained energy and that gained punya gets stored in your account. But if you go and if you take this thing and go to Ganapati, the whole repository of punya, what you had done till now, you take it and go to Ganapati and offer the whole punya and whole repository to him, it will get multiplied thousand and thousand of times. Okay, if suppose you have 1000 punya in that, it will get multiplied thousands and thousands and thousands. There's no infinite multiplication will happen. Okay, and you will get more. So rather than having this much, you will have infinite of it and you can enjoy. So now what I said in the last thing, see, suppose you don't have any kind of element with you. Suppose you have pushpam, but you don't have uh, gandham with you. If you have gandham, you don't have pushpam with you. Or either you only have naivedyam, you don't have anything else. What you can do, you can put akshatas in place of that offering. Suppose you have gandham, you offered gandham. Okay, you don't have pushpam. So when you say pushpam samarpayami, you can offer akshatas on that place. You don't have incense stick, you can offer akshatas. Okay, you don't have Deepam, you can offer Akshatas. You don't have Naivedyam. That is a difficult task because in our India, we Indians focus more on Naivedya. We don't ask which puja you had done. We ask that which Naivedya you kept for Devata. So, if you don't have that also, you can put Akshata. If you don't have any of them, Gandha, Pushpa, Dhupa, Deepa, Naivedya, anything, you can put Akshata on that place. If you don't have Tambulam, you can put Akshata. Okay, so see, it is on that time when you don't have it, when it was not in your hand to get it. As I told, in the Western countries, in this winter season, we don't have such things. Okay, we don't get flowers many a times. It is difficult to get flower. Even in India also, and sometimes we don't get flowers and all. So what happens at that spot of time when you don't get that offering, okay, then only you should put akshatas. If suppose you don't get betel nut and betel leaf, you can put akshatas. If you get at least betel nut, offer it. Okay, so at last, what I was saying that why this sixth upachara, sam sarvatattvatmakayai ताम्बूलादि सर्वोपचारान् सहितं मनोलयम आनंद नीराजनम kalpayami. Why this? Is it having any significance at least? Think. Yes, it is having a significance. Why? All these panchatattvas, this universe, the creation, the sustenance, the and everything is the expression of the God itself. God is not the expression of all these things. All these elements and everything, the tattvas, everything came from the Devata you are worshipping. Here it is Ganapati. All the tattvas are coming from Ganapati himself, and he is the Parabrahma who has taken a form in the shape of Ganapati to come in front of you. Okay, and he is omnipresent, he is everywhere. Sarvantaryami he is everywhere, omnipresent. He can see you if you don't call him also. Okay, so every single element has been created by him, and he is the adhipati of all elements, and he is above all elements also. Okay, so at last we say this all five elements, okay, has came from you. Okay, oh Ganapati, all these five elements has came from you, and at last you are the one through which everything is getting sustained. So, Sarva Tattvatmakai, every element which is present in this whole universe, you are the one, the creator of all those elements. Okay, the one from which everything came. Okay, so at last we offer some Sarvatattvatmakayi Tambuladi Sarvopacharan Saita Manolayam Ananda Nirajanam Kalpe. This is the end of puja. We will make another video in which we will show the practical version of this Panchopachara Puja, and we will provide you a PDF in through which you can see and do the puja and learn it and share to others also. The main motive of our Peetham is to teach, and then the one who will get the teachings, they will learn it, they will practice it, and then they will teach. So we say learn, practice, and teach, and it should repeat again and again. That is what our Sanatana Dharma had taught us. Our parents got learned from their parents. Their parents got this knowledge from their parents. So what happens? Your parents get this learning. They learned, they practiced, and now they passed on to the next one. That is what it is, a Guru Shishya Parampara. You are not supposed to. It is not only that you go to a guru and take mantra diksha and do the things. It is basically the from generation to generation it comes on. Okay, and now it is a very crucial time when we should learn all these things, the ritualistic behavior of Sanatana Dharma, and we should teach our children also. We should teach them also, and we should let them understand it, what is the significance. As we understood Panchopachara and five elements, the Panchabhutas or the Panchatatvas. Okay, the interconnection between them. So that is what we should learn, and then we should, teach again and again. So this is a small tutorial I came up with the Panchopachara Puja in the series of Panchayatana Devata worship of Mahaganapati. It is, you can say it Mahaganapati or Ganapati. So now what I want to say is, in next video we will come up with the practical version of Panchopachara Puja. Till then, go through this video again and again. If you find any kind of doubts, you can contact us on Sri Rajarajeshwari Peetham 09 @gmail.com. Again, I'll repeat, Rajarajeshwari Peetham 09 @gmail.com. You can contact us, or either you can contact us through our Facebook page, Sri Rajarajeshwari Peetham. The PDF link of Panchopachara Puja will, as soon as possible, will be uploaded in the Sri Rajarajeshwari Peetham site of Facebook. You can go there on that page and you can find that PDF there itself. Thank you. I hope you all are doing well. You are keeping safe and healthy. Shri Matre Namaha, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.